Hello. This is a first video in a new series about making a Mastodon bot. And you might be asking yourself, okay, what is Mastodon? Why are you making a Mastodon bot? And why should I care? I'm not really sure why you should care, but I'm going to try to answer those other questions and you yourself can decide. So this playlist is essentially a replacement for Session 4 Twitter API and bots with node.js. So I'm going to not redo 15.1 and 15.2. If you have never used Node before or don't know what NPM is, you can go back and watch those two videos. But I'm going to start here basically with setting up a Twitter, setting up a Mastodon. And so what is Mastodon? Why are we here? So the Twitter API, which I used to create these set of tutorials, recently changed quite a bit. So it is much harder to sign up for a new account authorized for automation, making a bot that posts in an automatic way to Twitter. They also changed something about the API called the streaming API, the way that you could connect to Twitter and listen for certain events. They changed the API and that is no longer available. So while I encourage you to still experiment with Twitter as a platform if you so like, if today is your first day wanting to learn some stuff about Node and social networking and making social networks and making a bot that posts, Mastodon is going to be a more pleasurable, easygoing experience for you that's going to allow you to express your creativity in a much more immediate way. And then there's another reason. It has to do with this idea called decentralization. So Twitter, I don't know if you noticed, is kind of an awful place to be for the most part. I don't want to get too far down that discussion, but is there another way? Is there another way that we can communicate with each other in a less centralized, governed and owned by large corporations kind of way? And one way to do that is with a concept called decentralization. And Mastodon is an open source, I don't know, maybe I should go somewhere where it actually says what it is. Well, you can read it. Follow friends to discover new ones, publish anything you want, link pictures, text, video, all in a platform that is community owned and ad free. And note, this is not like some sort of sponsored video. I'm experimenting with this platform because it interests me. And maybe it'll interest you. It is an open source project. You can see it's on GitHub here, and the decentralization runs with a protocol called AcitvityPub. So let me try to give you an understanding of what I mean by all this stuff. What is Twitter? I don't know if anyone should really answer that question, but I will give you a little framework. So Twitter is a company. They run probably a lot of servers. You can be sitting on your laptop or your phone, that's a phone apparently, and you could sign up for an account on Twitter. You could give yourself a Twitter username like @Schiffman, and then you could post messages like the heart emoji, and you can read other messages that other people are sending into Twitter. This is what you would refer to as a centralized platform. The software that runs Twitter is on a particular server. It's proprietary. The way Twitter is governed and what certain posts are allowed and aren't allowed are all run by this same company. And all of your data, all of the tweets you've ever posted, all of your user information, your password stuff, all of that is stored on this centralized server. The web didn't start with this idea of a centralized platform. The idea was many different nodes all interconnected, being able to share and publish with each other. And so this is slowly entering the zeitgeist now, this idea of decentralized platforms. Probably, if you're not familiar with that, you're probably familiar with something called Bitcoin, right? Which runs on something called blockchain, which is a protocol for decentralized financial transactions, which I am not going to make any videos about, at least anytime soon. But Mastodon is an open source, decentralized social network. And it probably resembles Twitter the most, but there's some nuance to that. So how is it different? How does it work? Well, number one is there is no single server. For example, I have actually set up my own server known as an instance. And I'm not going to show you in this series how to set up your own Mastodon instance, but if that's of interest, I certainly can provide some resources to do that, and I could do a video about setting one up. My instance is at a particular domain, Choochoo.space. This is my Mastodon instance, so we'll call it Choochoo. There are other Mastodon instances. For example, Mastodon.social. There is also, let me erase some of this stuff here. Choochoo, Mastodon.social. There are some other ones that I have seen. For example, there is Viz.social, which is an instance for people interested in data visualization, I presume. There is another instance called bots.in.space, which I'm going to use in this series to make a bot that runs on this bots in space. So the idea here is I've set up this instance. Let's say you want to sign up for an account with this particular instance. I'll show it to you so you would go there and you would sign up. And so my username, I'm a client, my picture of my laptop over here, which is strangely, it's some weird, bizarre angle. I am Schiffman at Choochoo.space. So this is my local Mastodon instance. When I want to sign on, when I want to post something, I post it, I sign on through this server, I post it through this server, my account is with this server. But there is this concept called federation. Sounds like something out of Star Trek, and it kind of is, which federation, and I know I'm kind of getting close to writing off the top, is a way for all of these instances to communicate with each other in a decentralized fashion. So if I post something saying hello, I ate oatmeal for breakfast this morning, this post that I make through here will get propagated throughout the entire network of Mastodon instances. So there is both, when you're browsing Mastodon, there's both this idea of a local timeline as well as a federated, or you could think of it as global timeline. And I'll show you this in a second. I could browse and just look at all the posts. I think they're called toots. All the toots for people who are at this instance, or all the toots from people all throughout the federated universe of instances. By the way, the protocol that is used for all of this, for all the communication to propagate throughout the network, did I mention this already? It's called AcitvityPub. So the software that runs a particular server is completely open source. It took me a while to get it up and running, but I have it up and running here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my account here. I'm going to show you bots in space, which is an instance designed for people who want to make bots. I'm going to sign up and create a bot on bots in space and interact with it here, and then just show you how the global network of stuff works. So the only prerequisites really for you going to the next video is to have Node installed on your computer. And you can go back and watch my two sort of intro to Node for Twitter bots videos, and the same concepts there will apply, although I'm going to use different Node packages. Okay, so now we're over here. This is the joinmastodon.org website. You can find out a lot of information. I would encourage you to click on this how it works. What is Mastodon video, which is on YouTube, which will explain all that much better than I did. Get started. You can find an instance that you might like to join. This is the GitHub open source repository with the software that's running. Now, here is my instance. The Choochoo, and people are notifying me and saying hi. And look, Kay Weekman says, look, Ma, I'm on the live stream. Okay, excellent. Please use caution when posting now. So this is what it looks like. You can see it looks like some other social network service that you might sign up for. The difference is I am actually running the software for it on my own server. This is a server I happen to sign up through DigitalOcean, which is a web hosting company that is not a sponsor, but could be a sponsor. Hello, DigitalOcean. And you could set up your own. But here's what I'm going to do. You can look at other instances, like bots in space. This is the instance, and you could sign up. In the next video, I'm actually going to sign up for an account here so I can make a bot that posts on it. You can see here's some bots already that are posting things. The cyber painting Beardemeyer in the North Pole inspired by Hubert Robert. Okay, the sequel is here. Get ready for guards to define. I don't know what. Please have a tree picture. This is a tree bot. Come on. Oh, let's make a tree bot. It's going to be so nice. So again, these are things that you can do on other services, but Mastodon being open source, it's a really friendly and easy place to get started with in terms of the API, which I'm sure will rapidly change, and who knows how quickly this video will go out of date, but that's the current spot. So if you want to sign up for a Mastodon account, not on Choochoo.space or or bots in space, a new one for yourself, you can go to joinmastodon.org and you can go look here. You can look for something like, oh, you're an artist, yes, and you speak English. Oh, viz.social, there we go. A social space for anyone in data, visualization, creative coding, etc. And now we can see this is viz.social and you can sign up here. Now, once again, even if you sign up at a certain instance, that's just your name and address and your local instance. But through federation, through AcitivityPub, through decentralization, you are still participating in the broader world that is Mastodon. Okay, so what's going to happen next? In the next video, I'm going to sign up for a Bots in Space account. I'm going to show you how to get your API keys. I'm going to write a little node program that toots to it automatically. And then I'm going to show you lots more ways and things and how the API works and different ways to post images and replies and favorite things and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this exploration of the open source project Mastodon, and I look forward to hearing what you think in the comments.